Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/talesfromthefrontdesk, where people who work in hotels tell us their best and craziest stories they've had while on the job. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. 20-something-year-old calls mummy because she was mistreated. The other night, I had a guest come down to the lobby and sit and begin to listen to music on her phone. She didn't have headphones in, and the music was very loud with explicit lyrics. But it was 11 at night and fairly slow, and I didn't want to give her trouble, so I let it go on for about 10 minutes. Eventually, the lounge closed and 3 to 4 stragglers came walking through the lobby back to their rooms. A few glanced between me and her with a strange look. I just raised my eyebrows to them in acknowledgement, but at this point, it still didn't seem like a huge problem, and it wasn't bothering me. Minutes later, one of my last arrivals comes in. It's an older lady with the air of someone who's definitely going to leave a review with nothing but complaints. And right off the bat, the music from the phone gets ridiculously explicit. I'm hurrying to check this woman in as fast as possible, while she's constantly evil-eyeing the lady on the couch and shaking her head in disappointment at me. I get her checked in and she leaves for the room. And at this point, I realize I have to do something. So, I politely address the lady on the couch. "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but the sound on the phone will have to be off while you're in the lobby." She shrugged, got up, and walked to her room. That actually went well, right? Cue the next night. I had ran to the kitchen for about 5 minutes to help the restaurant staff close a few things down for the night. And as I'm walking back to the desk, I noticed the same lady sitting on the couch. And in a chair next to her is a guy about her age. They both appear to be in their mid-20s, way too old for childish behaviour. But I immediately knew that's what I was about to get. As I say hi to them, I notice the girl look at the guy and nod. He nods in return. It was an obvious attempt at clandestinely saying, "Yep, that's the guy." Oh good, what's this gonna be? I get behind the desk and brace for what these two are about to try to do. The guy asks the girl something along the lines of, "Hey, have you heard of such and such song?" He's saying it loud enough for me to hear, in a tone that's so obviously planned and staged. He then says he'll play it for her, and immediately starts blasting some weird song from a genre of music I can only describe as hardcore circus-themed EDM. And every other word is a cuss word. I'm not going to let this get to the point it did the night before, so I immediately and politely tell the guy that the sound has to be off. He replies with, "I'm not going to turn it off, but I'll turn it down some." I shut him down and say that no, it needs to be off. He obliges, then begins having a conversation with the girl that is, again, aimed at me. They're basically throwing backhanded insults my way, just loud enough for me to hear, and acting like they're having a private conversation. At one point, the woman actually calls her mum on the cell phone and begins to tell her how badly the hotel is mistreating her. Whatever, I'm not easily offended, and I've seen my fair share of douchebags. Eventually, someone coming from the lounge passes through the lobby while talking to someone on his cell phone. The lady yells at him and tells me he is being too loud on his phone and is going to get kicked out. That was enough for me. Now, you're messing with business. You've got to go. I tell them both they are going to need to go to their rooms for the night. They ignore me and act like they didn't hear. So, I picked up the phone and pretended to dial security. Security doesn't actually have a phone, they have a radio, but I was hoping the bluff alone would work. It did, and they both got up quickly and scurried off to their room. I got a call from my general manager the next day, asking me what had happened with these guests. He said that the girl's mum drove to the hotel and demanded to see a manager and screamed for 15 minutes at how rude I had been. I told my general manager what had happened and we shared a laugh. He told me if I had any more issues to just go straight to the cops and have them escorted off the property. Then came night 3. The lady came back down to the lobby holding hands with another girl. They both made sure to hold their hands up so that I could see it and shoot me a passive-aggressive grin. I currently live up north, but I'm from the south and have a thick accent that people immediately pick up on. I honestly believed that they were trying to bait me into saying or doing something homophobic, assuming that I must be a stereotypical, hardcore southern Christian gay-hating Klansman or something. They stood at our local brochure cabinet and browsed while talking under their breath. Not loud enough for me to hear, but I'm sure it was aimed at me. A few minutes later, the guy joins them and the conversation becomes loud enough for me to hear, and it's definitely more insults thrown my way. At this point, I decided it was enough. I told them they were going to need to return to their rooms, or I would have security escort them off the premises. They demanded to know why, and I told them the truth as best as I could put it. Because none of you have emotionally matured past middle school, and I won't sit here to be disrespected for a second night because you fail to understand why we can't have curse words blaring in the place of business. The girl said something along the lines of, "Did you not learn your lesson today? I guess I'll have to call my mum again." I told her to go ahead, her mum could be escorted off the property as well, and they stormed off to their room. Got a call from my general manager the next day. Mummy had been back. He had promptly ended their reservation a day early. I love my general manager. I'm really confused as to why this girl thought, oh, I'm gonna go into the lobby, play music, and then get annoyed when people get annoyed at me. Wait, do you not have anything else better to do? Do people actually have that much time on their hands that that's something they want to do? I literally cannot make this up. Today has been the craziest shift I have ever worked in a hotel. That's an understatement. I work mid-shifts for my hotel. I went in the morning and my GSM notifies me that our PMs is down. I can't check people in/out, give receipts, make reservations, etc. He's already on the phone with IT, creating a ticket, trying to get it back up and going. An hour later, it's working. So now I'm backpedaling, checking people out, helping the executive housekeepers change room statuses, etc. Out of nowhere, my PMs shuts down again. I'm locked out and I can't do anything. As this happens, my maintenance guy comes to the desk with a bloody hand and says, "I just cut my hand on the roof. I'm going to the hospital to get it stitched up. I'll be back." My general sales manager, general manager, and sales manager have all left to go to our sister property next door for a meeting. I text my GSM and let him know everything has shut down again and that I'm calling IT to get it up and going again. So, I call my IT off the hotel phone so we can get it rolling again. As I'm on the phone with IT, a guy walks in and says, "I have the meeting space booked. Can you let me in?" So, I switch to the handheld phone and walk over to the meeting space and try to open the door with my master key. It doesn't blink, it doesn't flash colours, and won't open. Oh no. Our maintenance guy is at the hospital. All of the managers are gone, IT is talking my ear off, and next thing I know, the executive housekeeper calls me on the walkie and says, "None of our doors are opening." So now I have 1. A guest trying to get into the meeting space, 2. A non-working PMS, and 3. No master keys opening doors. My next move is to call our sister property's maintenance guy next door to come help. He does and immediately starts working on the meeting space door. My managers come back up and start helping where they can. After about another hour, we finally get our PMS back up, and in another 30 minutes, our doors are working. Great. So now I'm playing catch up at 2:30 in the afternoon, trying to get everything done before the 3 PM check-in. Here's where it goes so insane that I literally cannot make this up. It's afternoon time, so I replenish the coffee. This is important, I promise. Then I check in a few guests. Then this guy walks into the lobby and says, "Hi, my name is such and such. I need to check on the status of my application." I tell him to wait a moment and go grab the general manager. She then explains to me that Bob is a homeless gentleman that comes in posing as an applicant so that he can come in and take our cookies, breakfast cereals, bananas, coffee, etc. He's already been removed from the property by police multiple times and banned from returning to our property. At this point, he's blatantly trespassing. She comes out and asks him to leave while on the phone with police. He tries to argue back and forth with her until police arrive. They, of course, tell him that he cannot be on our property and ask him to leave and not return, and that he needed to return the items he stole. This man gets angry, throws the coffee I just made at a guest, cookies and bananas are thrown across my lobby floor, and soda hits and busts all on the lobby wall. Police restrain him, he's gone. At this point, I'm ready to pull my hair out and ready for a cigarette. So, I go outside, and halfway through my cigarette, my general manager comes on the walkie and says there is a man wearing jeans, a grey hoodie, and a grey hat on property that just tried to attack a housekeeper on the elevator. She tells me to take one flight of stairs and the maintenance guy, who is back on property, to take the other and do a property walk. Others are outside checking the parking lot, and others are on the first floor checking common areas. By the time I make it to the third floor, my general manager gets on the walkie and says that he's been restrained by the police, and we can go back to doing our regular duties. The maintenance guy and I happen to be on the same floor, so we both get on the elevator to go back down to the first floor. It's going down and stops to let someone on. The man is wearing jeans, a grey hoodie, and a grey hat. The maintenance guy and I are looking at each other in disbelief, and I'm thinking, this has to be a coincidence. So, I open up the text to the maintenance guy to ask him if they're sure they got the right guy, and the freaking elevator gets stuck. As soon as this happens, the grey hoodie man starts chanting, "The United States military! The United States military!" and then giving a military ID after he says that statement. So, of course, the maintenance guy grabs me and pins me in a corner in case the guy started to attack. The maintenance guy is a tall and well-built guy, so I knew that if the grey hoodie were to attack, he was going to have to go through him first. I get on the walkie and say that the elevator is shut down, the police have the wrong guy, and that the maintenance guy and I are stuck on the elevator with him. All hell breaks loose. The general manager flipped and is standing outside the door trying to pry it open. We were on an elevator with this guy for 45 minutes. While the fire department tried to get us out. Grey hoodie man sat there and chanted the same statement, over and over again. He never moved. He never looked at us. The man didn't even know we were there. Y'all, I have never been genuinely afraid of a guest, but today was that day. Finally, they get us off, and I bolt back to the office and have the freaking panic attack I'd been holding in for the last 45 minutes to an hour. At this point, I have an hour left on my shift. I'm broke and I need the freaking hours, so I collect myself and go back to the desk. Grey hoodie is escorted off property. We all assumed he was going to be taken to a hospital to be checked out because there was genuinely something wrong. Nope. I didn't know this, neither did the other staff members. We keep working and all trying to wrap things up so we can all go the hell home. I go out and smoke, then I come back in to use the bathroom. Y'all, I open the freaking bathroom door and Grey hoodie is sitting on the bathroom sink, chanting the same statement. He came in the back door this time. We have 2 sets of double doors on our property. So the desk did not see him. Neither did anyone else. Needless to say, I flipped. I walk back to the lobby to find it full of high school students here for a school function. Great, let's call the cops and freak out a bunch of teenagers. I grab the maintenance guy and tell him that the guy is back in my bathroom. Go guard it and don't let him leave. I go in the back office and call 911. Get off the phone with 911 and call the general manager. They come and take the guy to a hospital. Come to find out, this is a military veteran under a severe PTSD episode. My heart broke for this man. Thankfully, the police were able to take him to get him the help he needed. Overall, I am done with today. I will be taking a very hot bath, drinking a full bottle of wine, and then getting back up in the morning to go back to a literal dumpster fire in the morning. That was a lot to go through in one day, like, How many things was that? That was like 10 different separate things that were all like, could be one story by themselves. Oh my god, I gotta give respect for that person. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.